Hello friends, welcome to online class. Today we are going to learn the topic subject verb agreement. Let me tell you what is subject verb agreement. It is very simple. If a subject is singular, its verb must also be singular. And if a subject is plural, it takes a plural verb. So, if subject is singular, the verb must also be singular. And if the subject is plural, its verb must also be plural. That is a subject verb agreement in the sentence. Have you got that? What is it? If the subject is singular, verb is singular. And if the subject is plural, the verb is plural. Very good. Now, let us learn some rules on subject verb agreement. Rule 1. See, what is the rule 1? What is it? If the subject is singular, the verb should also be singular. And if the subject is plural, the verb should also be plural. Let us see some examples. Now you can see in this example, he is a good boy. Here the subject is he and it is singular. Same, the verb is. So the verb is singular. So singular subject takes a singular verb. Now in this second example, they are good players. Here, they is a plural subject. So are is also a plural verb. So plural subjects takes a plural verb and a singular subject takes a singular verb. That is in the rule number 1. Now, what is rule number 2? When two or more singular subjects are joined together by and. This is what is and. Plural verb is used. Now you can see two singular subjects. The first is Ram and the second is Sham. These two singular subjects are connected with and therefore plural verb are is a plural verb used in the sentence. So there are two subjects, means plural subjects. What are they? Ram and Sham. So plural subject takes a plural verb. Okay. Now let us see the second example. Here are also plural subject. He and his friends. So there are two subjects. First is he and the second is his friend. So the verb is plural in its form. That is here in this rule. Now rule number 3. What is it? If the sentence begin with here or there. Sentence begins with here or there. See here in this example. Here and there. The verb agrees with the subject which follows it. So the verb must be singular or plural, but it depends on the subject which follows it. Here you can see the subject. In this first example, the subject is the vase and the vase is plural. The subject, the vase is plural. So the verb also plural, that is are. So example is, here are the ways on how to preserve meat. But now in the second example, the subject is a huge gap, and a huge gap is a singular subject, and therefore the verb is because of the subject singular. So if the sentence begins with here or there, the verb agrees with its subject which follows after the verb. If the subject is singular, then verb singular, and if the subject is plural, then verb plural. Now, the rule number 4. What is it? If two singular nouns refer to the same person or thing, the verb must be singular. See, refer to the same person or thing. Here you can see the example, the great statesman and patriot. These two subjects are referred for a same person. So, because the two subjects are used for a same person or single thing, the verb is in its singular form. And if the two subjects are referred for different persons, just like in this second example, the orator and the statesman, there are two subjects. The orator is a different person and the statement is also the different person. So both subjects are used for different persons. Therefore, the verb is plural. How we know the subjects are used for same person or different person? So there is one trick or a rule which you can understand where to use singular verb or plural verb when there are subjects used for a same person or different persons. What is it? See, if the article is repeated, what is? If the article is repeated in the sentence, then the subjects are used for a different persons. In the second example, you can see the orator and the statesman. So, the is repeated and therefore, these two subjects are different. So, the plural verb follows. But in the first sentence, the great statesman and patriot. So, the article is not repeated. When the article is used only once in the sentence, we use a singular verb because both the subjects are used for a same person. But if the articles are repeated in the sentence, so they are used for different person. Therefore, the article would be used before each noun and verb would be plural. Okay, have you got it? Now, rule number 5. According to rule number 5, if two subjects together express one idea, the verb will be in the singular form. So, here if the two subjects express one idea, now you can see there are in the example two subjects. The first is slow and the second is steady. But slow and steady is a one idea, and when two subjects are connected to express one idea, we use the singular form of the verb in the sentence, and wins is the singular form of the sentence. Can you tell me one more example to express one idea? Of course, bread and butter is what they need. So, bread and butter are not two different ideas, but the one, means meal. Bread and butter express the idea of meal. Therefore, bread and butter is. So, the verb is singular because of bread and butter are not different but one idea. Therefore, the verb is. So, the example is bread and butter is what they need. So, they express the one idea. Now, next, rule number 6. If singular subjects have each or every before them, the verb is usually singular. Now, you can see in the example, every man, woman and child was lost. So, was is here a singular verb and it is placed before man, woman and child. So, there are three words, three different words, man, woman and child, but these words are placed before each or every. Here in this example, every word is placed before the subjects, and in the second example, each word is placed before the subject. So, if these words like each or every are placed before the subjects, the subject is considered singular and therefore, the verb is used singular. Okay? What is the rule number 6? If subjects in the sentence are placed before the words like each and every, so the subject is considered singular and therefore, the verb we use is singular. Now, the rule number 7. Two or more singular subjects connected by or nor, either or neither, either or neither nor, take a verb in a singular. See, in this example, there are two subjects. The first is Hari and the second is Ravi. But though there are two subjects, these two subjects are connected by the word nor, and the rule is that if two subjects are connected by or nor, we take a singular verb. Now, you can see has is a singular verb because these two subjects are connected by nor, that is in the rule number 7. But one more thing that you know about the joining of or nor, or nor. It is when the subjects joined by or nor are of different numbers. Different numbers means singular or plural, like here in this example. Harry is singular, but his brothers is plurals. So, if different numbers subjects are used in the sentence, always the plural subject is placed near to the verb. You must place plural subject near to the verb and the verb comes in a plural form. Understood? See, if there are subjects of different numbers, the plural subject is placed next near to the verb, and because the second subject is plural, the verb comes in its plural form. Okay, got it? But there is an exception. In some sentences, like here, the first and this second sentence, the first is either he or I am mistaken. Neither you nor he is to blame. See, in such sentences where the subject is placed next, when the subject are used of different persons, the verb agrees in person with one nearest to it. In some sentences, here in this first, either he or I am mistaken. I is the subject which is near to the verb. So, we use always a singular form with I, just in the use of be form. We always take am. I am. So, if there is I, we always take am. And in the second sentence, neither you nor he is to blame. Here, he is means we always use singular form with the word he. So, when subjects of different persons are placed, the verb is used with the subject which is nearest to it. Okay. So, here the verbs are used which is nearest to the subject. So, this is we learn in the rule number 8. So, friends, the remaining rules we will continue in our next class. Till then, have a good day. If you have any question, you can ask me. Thank you.